A couple of weeks ago came to Towcester to do some filming for the Dick Turpin and Highwayman film that's out on the channel now. And while I was out here, we came out to, while I was out here, I had a wander around the town, came here to Bury Mound, which is a Norman castle, and had a wander along the high street. And in doing a bit more research about Towcester, consequently found out there's been a settlement here for about 2,000 years, from the Mesolithic period. So today we're going to have a wander through the town here and do the second History in the High Street. So what they've done on the ramp up to the top of the mount here is really quite interesting and quite clever, quite like it. They've got stones in the path, you can see some here, giving you some idea of what went on in the different years in this area. So in the year 0, the Cativalorni tribe ritual burial site close to the River Trove. Year 43, the Romans build Watling Street and Alchester Road. (917) Vikings attack the Saxons in the First Battle of Towcester. 1139 to 55, the Normans build Bury Mount Motte and Bailey Castle, the very thing we're walking up now. 1448, Archdeacon Spon founds Towcester Chantry and Grammar School. 1505, Towcestrian Richard Empson is unpopular Chancellor of the Exchequer, and he is executed by Henry VIII. 1605, gunpowder plotters flee London through Towcester. 1633, Reverends Shepherd Cotton Hooker and Stone leave Towcester for the New World and helped found Hartford, Connecticut and Harvard University. 1643, Towcester becomes a Civil War garrison to Prince Rupert installs 2 cannons on Bury Mount. Okay, 1702, William Fermor commissions Hawksmoor to build Eastern Neston House and Park. 1780, the golden age of coaching inns. The Saracen's Head, White Horse and Tabard thrive. 1836 to 37, Charles Dickens visits the Saracen's Head and reflects on his stay in Pickwick Papers. 1876, the first horse race at Towcester Racecourse, which of course it was famous for its horse racing at one time, and I think it only does dog racing these days. And of course, very important, 1948, the first motor race at Silverstone Airfield. This quiet Northamptonshire town is one of the oldest continuously inhabited places in the county. People have lived along the River Tove since the Mesolithic era, long before the Romans and long before the Normans raised their castle, Bury Mount. An Iron Age grave found in the water meadows behind Bury Mount, dating from around 500 BC, suggests human sacrifice by the Druid priests. Iron Age tribes would cut off the heads of their captives, believing them to have magical powers. Walking across the wooden bridge and up to the summit, it's easy to imagine the original Motte and Bailey castle that once stood here. Built shortly after the Norman conquest, it would have been a wooden fortress, tall, imposing and deliberately placed to dominate the surrounding land. The Normans didn't choose this spot by accident. Towcester already had a long history of strategic importance. It sat on a major river crossing, on fertile land, and most importantly, on a road that had been vital for centuries. From up here you can see some of the main features of the town, including Towcester Mill and Brewery, St Lawrence's Church and the Town Hall. I'll leave Berry Mount behind now and follow Moat Lane towards St Lawrence's Church. Towcester, formerly the Roman town of Lactodorum, was a major stop on Watling Street, the Roman road that ran from Dover to Wroxeter. Archaeologists have found evidence of Roman walls, towers and streets all around this area. Some of those remains survived into the 20th century before redevelopment reshaped the landscape. The church is dedicated to a Roman saint, St Lawrence. He was a deacon of the church in Rome in the 3rd century. He was martyred in the year 258, slowly roasting to death on a gridiron during the persecutions under Emperor Valerian. The gridiron remains the symbol of St Lawrence. This is depicted in a stained glass window in the south porch. Now I will head along Chantry Lane, stopping at the Town Hall, passing the Saracen's Head and what used to be the Tabard Inn, and finishing at the museum. Towcester Town Hall was built at a time when Towcester was thriving as a coaching town. Before the railways arrived, the High Street was alive with movement. Horses, carriages, travellers heading north to Chester or south to London. Coaching inns, like the Saracen's Head, lined the road, offering food, beds and fresh horses. The building was designed by Thomas Heygate in the Italianate style and was completed in 1866. The High Street follows the line of Watling Street, laid out in AD 43 by the Romans. But this road isn't just Roman. It became the frontier between Wessex and the Danelaw, the dividing line between Saxon and Viking control. Towcester sat right on the edge of that boundary, a frontier town in every sense. In 914, Edward the Elder, son of Alfred the Great, fortified Towcester to defend against Viking incursions, and in 917 fought off an attack on Towcester, accepting the submission of the Vikings and their army in Northampton. The High Street today is lined with Georgian windows and Victorian shop fronts, and traffic is still heavy on this almost 2,000-year-old superhighway. The Saracen's Head has a rich history dating back over 400 years. It is known for its connection to Charles Dickens and is mentioned in the Pickwick Papers. What is now the Spon Shopping Centre was once the Tabard Inn, established in at least 1440 until 1643 when it became the Talbot. It closed in 1960. My final stop is Towcester Museum. Inside, the whole journey I've taken today is laid out in artefacts, prehistoric tools, Roman pottery, Saxon weapons, Norman relics, Victorian memorabilia. It's a reminder that Towcester isn't just a place you pass through, it's a place shaped by every era of British history. So that is Towcester Museum done. And it was really good, very, very interesting. A lot of stuff there that I didn't know about Towcester. So I'm now heading back towards Waitrose. Of course, the big question is, what am I going to get? Is it going to be pizza or pasta? Pizza, I think. Cheers. See you next time.